God, what a snore fest. The majority of this episode is 2 scenes that drag out for way too long, that are too afraid to say anything substantial. Firstly, the episode sets up Oscar and Ozpin now inhabiting his head. Again, this was going to be weird no matter what they did, just because the circumstances of this plot is weird on its own. Especially back when the episode first aired and we had no idea what was going on with any of this. But then it's Yang and the old guys, no. It's just so painful. I don't know what the heck happened. Rooster Teeth used to be funny. Hell, 1 volume ago, the show was still very funny, but for some reason, Volume 4 hits and the writers seemingly don't know how the hell to do comedy anymore. It's like that scene with RWBY caterwauling in episode 1. The characters are screaming, laughing, but it's just cringy. It's not funny. Their antics aren't even entertaining. It just makes me squirm uncomfortably in my chair every time I see it. It doesn't help that the joke the men are roaring about is just, tee-hee, a man wears female clothes.
There we were, standing in the auditorium, looking at Crow wearing a skirt.
Yeah, remember what I said about Jean wearing a dress in Volume 2? Lots of people had the argument of, well, he was just keeping his promise. Alright then, what's the excuse here? 3 men are screaming their heads off, laughing at the idea of a male-presenting person wearing traditionally female clothes.
I was just a TA, I didn't know what to do, so I just left the room to laugh.
Oh really? What was so funny? A man wearing a skirt? I don't get it. What's the joke? Go on. Explain to me what's so funny about that, Rooster Teeth. Beyond the joke, the rest of the dialogue is awful too. Yang and Tai's argument is uncomfortable to sit through. Tai's weird insult and Yang being weirdly fine with the insult is weird. Tai tries to be encouraging, but it just falls so flat. Truly one of the worst scenes of the show, and that's only half of the episode. Then we cut over to Crow and Raven chatting, and this is also just kind of bad. Raven was supposedly the super mysterious woman, always elusive, hard to track down. No wait, never mind, she's here and just ready to chit-chat. Worst of all, Crow and Raven don't actually say anything important. Again, it's like I said with episode 2, a lot of words, but nothing being said. Dancing around the topic without ever really conversing with each other. Even after you watch the rest of the show and learn about maidens and relics and everything, going back to this scene is worthless because nothing they say is actually important or meaningful. Almost as if the writers didn't actually know what they wanted to do with the story, but they still wanted a scene where Raven acts mysterious or whatever. Garbage. The best part of the episode, Yang's nightmare. The one saving grace of this episode. Like I said, the show's really good when the characters shut the hell up. Silent scenes are very, very good, and this is a great example. They play around with the nightmare scenario and makes a genuinely creepy moment here. The worst part of the episode? Well, I think I made that pretty clear.
He'd never worn a uniform before, so he didn't know.
This is the second worst of the volume. It sucks. Annoying, pointless scenes that I hate sitting through. Slow, plodding establishment with Oscar. After Yang's nightmare, just skip the whole thing. You'll be able to save yourself a few brain cells that way.
Because I'm a lady, that's why. You're not a lady. You're nothing but a sister. Ladies do not start fights, but they can finish them.
So, what I'm doing is I'm going to be reviewing a new episode of RWBY every day for the month of October. There's a handy-dandy playlist of all the episodes in order, and a playlist from last year where I covered volumes 1 through 3. I hope you all have fun with the series. If you want to see the next episode a day early, consider becoming a patron. On that note, shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Noah Perkins, Sunny Shy, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Isaiah, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Boy Howdy Boy, Jacob, Ben Sketchbook, Rain, Omega Fighter, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Lycan99, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hut Mutt Butt, Cloudy Days, The Enigma, C1 Trooper, Sean, Primo Rune, Steve, and Overhypen.